So today we will be reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Ramyate cha bhagavataha priyetamam matsyamam tararupam tadvarsha purushasya pradarshhitam savidanapi mahata Bhakti yoge naradhayatadidham Choda harati Ramyate cha bhagavataha priyatamam Matsyam avtara rupam Praparshitam savidanim api Mahata bhakti yoge naradhayatidham Chodaharati.
Ramyaccha bhagavatam tadvarsha purushasya manoha
Prapradarsitam sa idanim
api mahata bhakti yogena ratyatidam
Api mahata bhakti yogena Ramyate cha bhagavataha Priyatamam matsyam avtara rupam
Tadvarsha purushasya manoha Prakya pradarshitam sa idanimapi
Prapradarsitam sa idanim api
Mahata bhakti yogena
Mahata bhakti yogena radhayitam Chodaharati. So what we can do, what's happening, Chodaharati is coming as this independent phrase, so it's once more, and then it's रम्यके च भगवतः प्रियतमं मात्स्यम् अवताररूपम् तद्वर्षपुरुषस्य मनोः प्राक्प्रदर्शितं स इदानीमपि महता रम्यते च भगवतः प्रियतमं मात्स्यमवताररूपम् तद्वर्षपुरुषस्य मनोः इदं चोदाहरति रम्यते च भगवतः प्रियतमं मात्स्यमवताररूपम् प्राक्प्रदर्शितं स इदानीमपि महता भक्तियोगेन आराधयितं चोदाहरति. So word by word. Ramyake cha. Also in Ramyaka Varsha. Bhagavatah. Priyatamam. The foremost. Matsyam. Fish. Avatara Rupam. The form of the incarnation. Tadvarsha Purushasya. Of the ruler of that land. Manu. Prak. Previously. At the end of the Manu. Idanimapi. Even until now. Mahata Bhakti Yogena. By dint of devotion service. Aradhayati. Worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Idam. This. In Ramyaka Varsha, where Vaivaspada Manu rules, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as Lord Matsya. At the end of the last era, the Chakshusha Manmantra, Vaivaspada Manu now worships Lord Matsya in pure devotion service and chants the following mantra. So, because we are talking about the incarnation of Lord Matsya, so because there was no purport to that verse, I thought we'll just read a bit about the incarnation of Lord Matsya. So So then we'll go to the class, the purport of the class, so what it actually means. So it's only 2 paragraphs, so we'll just read it. So basically, there were 2 Matsya incarnations. So here in Srila Prabhupada, in this 8th canto, chapter 24, Srila Prabhupada in this summary talks about both those. We will not discuss about this last time here, otherwise to take the whole class here. So once at the end, so is it clear? The texts are clear to everybody?
Yes.
Once at the end of the previous kalpa, a demon named Hayagriva wanted to take the Vedic knowledge away from Lord Brahma at the time of annihilation. Therefore, the Supreme Personality of Godhead took the incarnation of a fish at the beginning of the period of Swayambhuva Manu and saved the Vedas. So during the reign of Chakshusha Manu, there was a king named Satyavrata who was a great pious ruler. To save him, the Lord appeared as a fish incarnation for a second time. King Satyavrata later became the son of the sun god and was known as Shabdadev. He was established as Manu by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. To receive the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, King Satyavrata engaged in the austerity of subsisting only by drinking water. Once while performing this austerity on the bank of the Pratabani river and offering oblations of water with the palm of his hand, he found a small fish. The fish appealed to the king for protection, asking the king to keep him in a safe place. Although the king did not know how that small fish, the king, he gave shelter to the fish and kept him in a water jar. The fish, being the Supreme Personality of Godhead, wanted to show his potency to King Satyavrata, and thus he immediately expanded his body in such a way that he could no longer be kept in a jug of water. The king then put the fish in a big well, but the well was also too small. Then the king put the fish in a lake. Thus the king understood that the fish was no one else but the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he requested the Lord to describe his incarnation as a fish. The Personality of Godhead, being pleased with the king, informed him that within a week there would be an inundation throughout the universe, and that the fish incarnation would protect the king. Saying this, the Lord disappeared. King Satyavrata offered respectful obeisance to the Supreme Lord and continued to meditate upon him. So that's all we'll read from here. So basically, the important point to see from this incarnation is, even though the Lord appeared in the form of a fish, he was still the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. So one important point we have to understand, it does not matter which incarnation the Lord comes. If the Lord comes as a fish, he comes as a human being in the form of humans like Krishna and Ram, he comes in the form of boar incarnation, or he comes in the form of Vamadev incarnation, he comes in the form of Nrsimhadev incarnation. There is no difference in the potencies of those incarnations. So we should not assume that the Lord has assumed the form of a boar, of a pig, so he has actually become a pig. As a Matsya is equally worshipable as Krishna incarnation, as himself. So this is, sometimes people misunderstand that the Lord has incarnation as a boar or fish, so he has become filthy. So that's not true with the incarnations. They can come as any incarnation, but still they are the same Supreme Personality of Godhead with same potencies and same powers, and they are equally worshipable. So even though the Lord comes as Varaha incarnation, Lord can come in any incarnation he desires, but he is equally worshipable in all incarnations. It does not matter, he comes as an insect, he comes as an animal, he comes as a human, he comes as a demigod. It does not matter. So, the chapter is the prayers offered by the Lord by the residents of Jambudvipa. So, in this chapter, we actually see that all the residents of the different places of Jambudvipa, they offer prayers to the different incarnations of the Lord. So, this thing you will see. So, what is the importance of offering prayers to the Lord? And what is the theme of the prayers offered by devotees of the Lord? And what we can learn from those prayers? And how we can also offer the suitable prayers to the Lord. So this is just a summary. So this is just a kind of invocation which Prahlad Maharaj actually says in the 7th and 9th chapter. Therefore, although I was born in a demoniac family, I may without a doubt offer prayers to the Lord with full endeavor as far as my intelligence allows. Anyone who has been forced by ignorance to enter the material world may be purified of material life if he offers prayers to the Lord and hears the Lord's glories. So, we are also kind of demoniac. So it's not just applies to Prahlad Maharaj, it applies to all of us. And here he says that it actually does not matter whether I am intelligent or not intelligent. I will try to offer prayers to the Lord as far as my. So what happens by the power of prayers is that purified of material life by offering prayers to the Lord and by hearing glories. So just by the process of hearing the Lord's glories and offering prayers to the Lord, we are purified of the contamination. So now in the Srimad Bhagavatam is nothing but prayers only. So we'll see all devotees every time are offering prayers to the boring. So let's skip those prayers and we'll directly jump to the Leela. So but if we understand the prayers, right, and if we understand the purport of the prayers, we'll understand the glories of the Lord, we'll understand the glories of devotees, and we'll understand what we also need to do. So this is the common theme found in all the prayers in any incarnation. So the first thing what happens is we are glorifying the Lord's name, form, entourage, paraphernalia, His beauty, His jewels, His ornaments, His helmets, everything is glorified. These garlands, His pearl necklace, His Shiva mark, everything, those, His toenails, even the lace melting from the fingernails and toenails, everything is glorified. And those prayers are actually not for the material benefits. They are not even for the liberation from the material world. So the devotees pray to the Lord for pure devotional service. They don't want liberation also, they don't want any relief from material benefit. The whole purpose of those prayers is to please the Lord, number one, and to beg for the pure devotional service. And there are prayers after this which actually prays for the world deliverance also. So we see this is the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. So this is a common theme we will find in all the prayers in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So first is glorifying the Lord, and second is seeking a blessing for the pure devotional service, and third is praying for the world deliverance. So we'll see some of the prayers from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and we'll see those devotees also, that how there is a very very important chapter for all the devotees, and we should read those prayers by Queen Kunti. So Queen Kunti's prayers are a wonderful example of heartfelt devotion and the power of sincere prayers. So obviously we will not read the whole chapter, right? So we'll have only taken few prayers. Bhutanam Antarpahedavastitam. Srimati Kunti said, "O Krishna, I offer my obeisances unto you because you are the original personality and are unaffected by the qualities of the material world. You are existing both within and without everything, yet you are invisible to all." So we get lot of learning from the prayers itself. Here what Sri Kunti is saying that you are the original personality, that's number one learning we have. You are unaffected by the qualities of material nature. So it does not matter whether the Krishna comes in the material world, at the same time he is unaffected by the qualities of material nature. Just like we are affected by the qualities of the modes of nature, but Krishna, it does not matter. In whatever incarnation he comes, he is unaffected by the qualities of the material nature. Potential. You are existing both within and without everything. So that's what Lord Brahma says in Brahma Samhita also, that Krishna is present within every atom and without every atom and in between every atom. Krishna is everywhere. There is no place which is without Krishna. And yet you are invisible to all. So Krishna is everywhere, we cannot see Krishna. So that's quite an amazing. So this is what Kunti Maharaj's first prayer is. So Srila Prabhupada explains that sincere prayers like these help devotees overcome illusion and realize Krishna's divine presence. So we see one more. Shravanti Gayanti Grananti Abhekshanasha Smaranti Nandanti Tabe Gitam Janaha. Here, chant and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so. Certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death. So we saw in the previous prayer, Krishna is invisible to everybody. So no, Now here Kunti Maharani gives a hint also. If Krishna is invisible, then how can Krishna? So here she says, those who continuously hear, chant, and repeat your transcendental activities, or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death. So that's why this process of hearing and chanting is very, very important. So the process is very simple. So just by taking up this process of hearing and chanting Krishna Katha, we actually qualify our face to face at the moment, right? I am seeing you, you are seeing me. So similarly, this process of hearing and chanting Krishna's name, we can see Krishna face to face, eye to eye. So though in the previous prayer, she said, you are invisible to all, but just by this process of Krishna consciousness, by hearing and chanting the Krishna's holy names, we actually qualify ourselves to see Krishna's lotus feet. And so that's why this process of Krishna consciousness, especially hearing and chanting, Shravanam Kirtanam, those two processes are actually foundation of the whole Krishna consciousness. So without Shravanam and Kirtanam, there is no Krishna consciousness. And if we are only focused on Shravanam and Kirtanam, hearing the glories of God, hearing the glories of Krishna and chanting the glories, everything else will be automatically taken care of. So we may not be able to offer sincere prayers. And that also Kunti Maharani says, so we will not read the Sanskrit, we will only read the English. My Lord, your Lord can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is in the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, high education, and bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling. So here is the important point. Sometimes we can say, okay, I will do some Krishna consciousness and I will actually work on my material benefits as well. I will do Krishna consciousness, I will enjoy sense gratification. I will do both. मैंने एक टांग बोट में रखेंगे, एक टांग बैंक में रखेंगे. दोनों रखना है मुझे. I will do both. Okay, because I cannot take up Krishna consciousness. तो क्या होता है कि I will fall down in the sea. I will not be in the boat also, I will not in the land also. So here Kunti Maharani says, so unless we have given up our endeavors for sense gratification, and unless we have given up those endeavors to progress in material consciousness, we may not be able to offer sincere prayers also. So she is offering prayers, she is saying how we can offer for that also. Let's see about that. So because we are material attached, right? So what is the solution for us? If we cannot offer prayers, sincere prayers, so what to do then? So that we'll see later. Now let's see the position of Kunti Maharani. Okay. See, Pandavas, they are exalted, but hardly we actually contemplate how much difficulties they went into their life. She actually summarizes all the difficulties of Pandavas in just one verse. She says, my dear Krishna, your lordship has protected us from the poisoned cake. The Bhima was given a poisoned cake in his childhood. From a great fire. The Laksh Mahal was actually burned. From cannibals. So when they were in jungles, they were met in so many cannibals. From the family. So this was the Draupadi Chirharan happening at that time. From the suffering during our exile in the forest. Obviously, if there is exile in the forest, then obviously there is going to be sufferings. And from the battle where the great generals fought. So this is a reference to the battle of Kurukshetra, where there were the generals like Bhishma, Drona, Karna, they were sharks. And you see, Arjuna was like a small fish in the ocean, and Bhishma, Karna, Osha, they were like big sharks. So she says, how can the Pandavas who are... And now finally when everything was settled, Ashwatthama threw Brahmastra on Uttara to kill Maharaja Parikshit, and that is also covered here. Now you have saved us from the weapon of Ashwatthama. So you see, right, the life of Kunti, she has gone through so many troubles. Even though the 5 exalted sons were there, 5 Pandavas were there, still she had to go through all the miseries of this life. Right? What would be our... Hey Krishna, it's too much. Please save me, it's too much. I cannot... See, can we handle it? Practically, can we handle this? Can we handle even one of it? No, we cannot, right? If we cannot handle even part of it. Some problem happens in the life. Hey Krishna, why this and why that and what is this happening and what is that happening and gone. No, just we cannot even handle a fraction of one thing of the list. Right? And we are always worried about small problems in the life. The boss did this, my wife this did, my husband did this, my parents-in-law this did, my parent did this. We are always worried about so many petty things. Now these are the real problems of life. You see, these are the problems. So what she prays. So this is very important verse. Vipada santu taha shashvat tatra tatra jagato guru bhavato darshanam yatsya apunar bhava darshanam. I wish that all those calamities would happen again and again, so that we could see you again and again. For seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. My goodness, she is praying that all those calamities that we just saw here may happen again and again, as soon as possible. But what she is praying, those calamities again and again. Now, why she is praying like this? See, nobody wants to pray for the calamities to happen again and again, right? But the reason she is praying is that because when those calamities were happening, Krishna was with them. No matter all these calamities happened, Krishna was always with them. So we saw in Draupadi Chirharan, see, we have Bhishma, we have Dhritarashtra, we have all the 5 Pandavas. No one came to save to Draupadi. Only Krishna came to save Draupadi. Right? So this is also a very important lesson for us. In our lives, nobody will come to save us. No matter how close or how exalted they are. Only devotees and Krishna will come to save us. So that is a lesson from that Draupadi pastime. But here we see Krishna came and saved Lord Parikshit. Maharaja Parikshit. And from a great fire, the Vidura gave a hint to Yudhishthira that something is not right. Okay, so he gave a hint, something is not right, take care. So devotees came. And Battle of Kurukshetra, we saw it was because of Krishna that Arjuna was victorious. Now what happened when all the problems in the life of Kunti is solved, so Krishna is now going back to Dwarka. And now Kunti and all Pandavas are in Hastinapur. So she is thinking, when the problems were there, the Krishna was with us. Now all problems are over, Krishna is going. So we don't want this kind of life. So we want those problems to come again so Krishna can stay with us. So she never focused on the problems on the life. She focused that Krishna was. This is the conclusion of the Kunti's prayer. So she never focused on the problems on the life. She only focused that Krishna was present. And when Krishna was going away, she cannot handle that. So let the problems come back. So when Krishna will again be here only. So this is the essence of the Kunti Maharani's prayer. So that no matter what kind of difficulties we have in life, it does not matter. The difficulties come and go. Krishna should be there. That is the essence. If Krishna is not, that's of no use to me. I don't want these Pandavas. They are of no use to me. You are not there. You should be here. So if in our life, Krishna is there and devotee is there, everything else is there. So it does not matter if we are poor or rich. It does not matter. As long as Krishna is there, devotees are there, everything will be handled. But if Krishna is not there, then it's a very dangerous condition, no matter we are very richest person on the planet. Very, very exalted, so we should read those prayers in the chapter 8 of first canto. So we'll see prayers by Shukdev Goswami. Now we see what happens when we chant those prayers. So this is a very, very important prayer. So this prayer, Shukdev Goswami, these prayers, actually set of prayers are there. So these prayers, Shukdev Goswami recites before reciting Srimad Bhagavatam. So Parikshit Maharaj has concluded his questions to Shukdev Goswami. Now he is about to start reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, but before that he chants some prayers. So these are some of the prayers. And this is very important. Yad kirtanam, yad smaranam, yad ikshanam, yad vandanam, yad shravanam, yad arhanam. Subhadra Shavase Namo Namaha. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the all auspicious Lord Sri Krishna, about whom glorification, remembrance, audience, prayers, hearing and worship can at once cleanse the effects of all the sins of the performer. So this is very, very important prayer. We are all very sinful. We acknowledge or not, we are very, very sinful. So just by offering prayers to Krishna by sincere heart, like which includes glorification, remembrance, audience, prayers, hearing and worship, can at once, see the word uses at once, not gradually. at once cleanse the effects of all the sins of the performers. So the sincere prayers to Krishna at once frees us from all the effects of all the sins. In fact, it is said that just one occurrence of Krishna in all of our lifetimes, it frees us from all the sins. No matter all the lifetimes, no matter all the future lifetimes. Assume we can commit say 1 million sins. Assume, right, a number 1 million sins. We commit infinite sins. Just by those two syllables, Krishna actually frees us from all the sins that we have committed and that we can commit in the future life once and for all, finished. Right? So that's the power of name Krishna. But that effect happens if we chant those names purely, without offenses. So then we get that benefit of freeing from all the sins that we cannot even contemplate of committing. No matter how much sinful we are, every moment we are sinful, if we happen to chant the name Krishna by that sincere heart, gone. Everything finished. A clean slate, white paper. That happens. So this is very, very important here. And now sometimes we can see, okay, I am very sinful, I am very from the bad family, condemned family, I cannot chant prayers. So that is not true. Here it is said that, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto all auspicious Lord Shri Krishna again and again, because the great learned sages, the great performers of charity, the great workers of distinction, the great followers of the Vedic principles cannot achieve any fruitful result with dedication of such great qualities to the service of the Lord. So no matter how exalted we are in our material life, so no matter how exalted scholar we are, how much charity we do, and how great chanter of the Vedic hymns are, how great brahmanas we have, does not matter if those qualities are not employed in the service of Krishna. See, we may have say 1 billion is 1 followed by 9 zeros. अगर उसमें से 1 हटा दो तो 1 zero या millions of zero, it's all zero. But if we put just 1, right, so then 1 million, 1 billion, 1 trillion it becomes. So that 1 is Krishna. So if 1 is not there, so then the zeros have no values, no matter whether it's a 1 zero or 100 zeros, 1000 zeros or billion zeros. So that's the point you have to understand. So if we can, so whatever qualities we have, somehow if we can dovetail with Krishna, so that our zero becomes 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, 1 lakh, 1 billion, like this. And if the 1 is not, no value. And this is a very, very important verse as well. See, here we won't read the verse. Kirata Guna Andhra Pulinda Pulkasha Abhira Shumba Yavana, members of the Kasha races and even others addicted to sinful activities can be purified by taking shelter of the devotees of Lord due to his being the supreme power. I beg to offer my respectful obeisance to him. Everyone can be purified. They can be purified as well. So here the name mentioned here, Kirat, Huna, Andhra, Pulinda, Pulkasha, Abhira, Shumba, Yavana. So they were actually very tribal peoples who used to commit very sinful actions. Here it is said that we did not have any exalted birth. We can be from any birth. We can be Chandala also. It does not matter. But if we take the show of our birth and lineage, but if you are a Brahmana, but if you are not a devotee, then the birth of a Brahmana is of no use. But if you are a Chandala and taking up the Krishna consciousness, then our birth becomes exalted. So this is important point. Don't find any excuse in the birth that my birth is this and that, and my parents say that I am Brahmana, so I cannot do this and that. Say, for example, somebody died in my family, distant relative, a few days back, and I was advised not to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So that was the worst advice given to me after a long time. So no, it's okay. I cannot go to altar due to some. Okay, that's fine. But stopping chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, I will be committing suicide. So we cannot stop chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra no matter what happens in our surroundings. Chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra continues all the times, 24 hours. If somebody says somebody has died or something this had happened, stop your chanting, this and that, follow this. No. We don't go to altar, we don't touch deities, that's one thing. Hare Krishna Mahamantra cannot be stopped chanting. Okay? You chant in the assembly where that event has happened and everybody will be purified. So understand that Krishna consciousness is beyond all these rituals. But the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, speaking of Bhagavad Gita, speaking of Bhagavad is beyond all that. Yeah. So we understand from the prayers of Shukdev Goswami that they are very, very important prayers. So, say for example, this is very handy. So these prayers, if you are going to preach, and if you recite those prayers by Shukdev Goswami, which he recited before speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, so we get some mercy from Srila Shukdev Goswami. So that prayers are very, very important in second canto, and hardly takes 10 minutes to chant those prayers. Now, so quickly, here the summary was, so we can be freed from all the sins, and even if we do many pious, now we will not, because we don't have much time, we will not go through in details the prayers of Gajendra, but there is one important point we want to discuss from these prayers. Heartfelt prayers of self-surrender. Gajendra, the elephant king, was trapped by a crocodile and prayed to the Supreme Lord with utmost sincerity. So because of time, because we want to see the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj also, which are very important for us. And these are also very important, but we have to focus more on, we will see here in the class about the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj more. But these are very important prayers as well, prayers of Gajendra. In the prayers of Gajendra. See, Gajendra was an animal. He was not going to and learning this process of Krishna consciousness from anywhere. But somehow in the previous birth, he was a king by the name of Indra, and he learned some prayers at that time. Somehow by Krishna's mercy, he remembered those prayers and he chanted those prayers. And the second calling, he knew his calling supreme, but he did not know whom he is calling. So in the end of the prayers, Lord Brahma thinks, he is not calling me. Other demigods think, no, he is not calling me. Because they were confused, whom he is calling. So because he didn't say, oh, Brahma please come. He didn't say Shiva please come. He was saying supreme, supreme, supreme all the time. So Krishna came immediately. Because so one point important here is, see, we are not intelligent enough to compose our own sincere prayers. Because as we discussed earlier, we have so much contamination in our heart that we cannot compose very nice, sincere prayers in nice shlokas and words to please the Lord. So what to do? Chant the prayers sung by the devotees. Like Gajendra prayers, like Shukdev Goswami prayers, prayers of Queen Kunti, Brahma Samhita. Let's memorize one prayer. Not one shloka, one prayer. So it's like we read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. Let us memorize one prayer and include that in our daily routine of Krishna consciousness. It can be Brahma Samhita also. Okay, Govinda Madhi Purusham Tamaham Bachami. That those and memorized, and it can be included in our daily routine of Krishna consciousness. It can be Gajendra Moksha prayers, it can be prayers of Prahlad Maharaj, it can be prayers of Queen Kunti, it can be prayers of Shukdev Goswami, it can be Brahma Samhita. Bhagavatam is filled with many prayers. Whatever prayers attracts you more, learn those prayers and include them in the daily routine of Krishna consciousness. So we just have to read and daily recite. Automatically it will be memorized. So daily if we read those prayers, automatically it will be memorized in few months. So don't worry about like cramming those prayers. Daily read from Bhagavatam, but daily. So what could happen, it's possible. So when we are dying, somehow it's possible we might not remember Hare Krishna Mahamantra because we commit offenses in our chanting. It's possible we may not remember. But we may remember that prayer. And we can get benefit like Gajendra. So we don't know at the time of death what can come to help us. It can be Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It can be devotees who are there chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It can be some prayer that we were doing. It can be some class we were hearing. It can be some class we were giving. We don't know what can come to our rescue at the time of death. Death is a very painful experience. So we say, right, let's increase our lot of weapons in our shield. More and more weapons. Right. So anything can come in, anything, anytime. Krishna consciousness is never lost. It's possible because of our offenses, we again have to take some birth. But it's possible we may remember some prayer that we were reciting in our past life, and we can be saved like Gajendra as well. So at that time but the essence of their prayers, because he was animal, he still remembered something from his last life, and Krishna came and saved him. So that is a very important point. So take one prayer from whole of the Bhagavatam and start daily recitation. It can be any prayers, whatever actually appeases us, and they will be automatically memorized, and actually you don't know when it can come. Indra learned one prayer in past birth, and he somehow remembered, and he just recited that, right? Not even knowing that to whom he is reciting those prayers, and that saved him, saved Gajendra. So these were Gajendra prayers, but we don't have time to go through Gajendra prayers. So what happened from that? But on the context of that, those prayers, a big transformation happened in the heart of Gajendra. So that we'll see. Now, towards the end, he says, I do not wish to live anymore after I am released from the attack of the crocodile. So what is the use of an elephant's body covered externally and internally by ignorance? I simply desire eternal liberation from the covering of ignorance. That covering is not destroyed by the influence of time. And again he says, in the next verse which I only read in my mind, now fully desiring release from material life. See, that's what the transformation happened while he was doing Gajendra prayers. When Gajendra was chanting those prayers, initially he was in too much distress. He started chanting those prayers, but eventually the distress went away. Now he is asking for devotional service. So then the Krishna. So that's where Krishna came and saved us. So Prabhupada says that Krishna immediately rescues those who call upon him in distress with unwavering faith. This was the qualification of Gajendra. He was in distress, but he remembered Krishna with unwavering faith. That, so take a Draupadi, right? Nobody came to rescue Draupadi, but she remembered Krishna unwavering faith at that time, and Krishna came and saved Draupadi. Same happened with Gajendra. Nobody could come and save Gajendra, but at the time he chanted those prayers that these prayers are only my life and soul, and nobody else is going to help me. And then Krishna came. So that faith, right? That deep faith is the key essence. That this is one of the limbs of the surrender as well. Rakshishyati iti vishvaso. That Krishna will give me ultimate protection. If we can chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which Draupadi had in Krishna, the conviction which Gajendra had in the Supreme, enough. So that will deliver us from everything. So the whole process of Krishna consciousness is to actually develop that conviction. Have that unwavering faith of Krishna consciousness. So just like we see, right, many players like sports players, like we see some cricket players, they will have is one, Chaitanya Charitamrita is one, prayers is one, devotees are one. As much as possible, just fill our arsenal with too many weapons. पता नहीं डेथ के टाइम में कौन क्या काम में आ जाए. You never know. So who can come to rescue? And one more thing is, keep some contact with some and just have them. Just tell them, if I am dying in hospital, please come and chant Hare Krishna. Okay, so that can be very, very liberating. When doctors, what will you? They are doing some operations, or I will be dying, this and that. Just have some contact with devotees. Don't go in seclusion. Have some contact with devotees, right? So they can, at your deathbed, they can come. See, relatives will be crying, right? Only devotee can come and chant Hare Krishna and save us. Okay, you need only one devotee. We don't 100 people. accumulating there at the time of our death, just crying uselessly. We need just one devotee coming and doing some Prabhupada Kirtan or chanting Hare Krishna to save us. So have a nice relationship with at least one devotee who can come and chant Hare Krishna when we are dying. So that can save us. No relatives can save us. Okay. So now we'll see the very important prayers by Prahlad Maharaj. See, till now we are seeing the prayers in the glorification of Krishna. We are seeing prayers to save me, save help. Okay, give me devotional service. Now Prahlad Maharaj takes the prayers to the next level. He says that save everyone else. So forget about me, but save everyone else. So we'll see some of the prayers. We'll only read the translation. Oh, best of the great personalities. So these prayers Prahlad Maharaj recites when Narasimhadev kills Hiranyakashipu, and then Lord Brahma asks offer respects to Narasimhadev. At the time these prayers happen. Oh, best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. For wherever I stay, I am fully absorbed in thoughts of their glories and activities. My concern is only for the fools and rascals who are making elaborate plans for the material happiness and maintaining their families, societies, and countries. I am simply concerned with love for them. See, that is a mood of a devotee. See, praying for oneself is not bad, right? We have to pray for our deliverance as well. But if we pray for the deliverance of the others, so we are automatically delivered. See, if we say, hey Krishna, deliver the whole world, I am also in the world. So my deliverance is automatically covered. So I don't have to pray, deliver me and deliver the world. Deliver the whole world, Krishna, please deliver the whole world. I am also there in the world. And he's having that mood of preaching, right? Okay, I don't want my own liberation. Okay, and here says, my concern is only about of those fools and rascals who want to become happy in the material world, please save them. So that is the mode of Prahlad Maharaj. And this is the mode we have to develop in Krishna consciousness as well. So no may with us. Don't give money, some prasadam, some apple, some prasadam, something is here. Just give them, even if they eat, even if they don't eat, somebody else has eat, at least some kind of Krishna consciousness they have got. So see, keep some cards in the books. No matter, we may need them anytime. So I had to go and see a relative just few days back. They came here in Bangalore, and they are Hindi speaking. And I checked, I had no Hindi book. So before meeting them, I came to temple, took some Hindi book and then went. So at least, because I know they are Karmi people, so they have only called me for kya hai, kaisa hai, sab theek chal raha hai, like this kind of thing. But I thought, okay, at least let them get some Prabhupada book. Somebody will read, even if they don't read, right? Somebody will read those books. Right? So at least give them some Prabhupada book or some prasadam. Yeah. So even these sweets I made today. Please, nobody says no to prasadam. No matter how atheist he is, right? He will happily take prasadam. So try to help others. Help others and Krishna will help us. So it's a very, very simple motto. So these prayers of Prahlad Maharaj are actually very, very important for us. Right? So I will be benefited as well. So don't wait for us to become pure devotees. We will not become pure devotees in this life so easily. So but at least become the soldiers of Prabhupada. To help Prabhupada take this mission far and wide. So then we will become pure devotees automatically. Madev, I see that there are many saintly persons indeed, but they are interested only in their own deliverance. Not caring for the big cities and towns, they go to the Himalayas or to the forest to meditate with vows of silence. They are not interested in delivering others. As for me, however, I do not wish to be liberated alone. Leaving aside all these poor fools and rascals, I know that without Krishna consciousness, without taking shelter of your lotus feet, one cannot be happy. Therefore, I wish to bring them back to shelter at your lotus feet. See, these are translations by Srila Prabhupada. Okay, this is not just something which I have written. So we can understand. And these are verses which Prahlad Maharaj spoke to Narasimhadev. And that is what we are trying to. it came from here. Bhagavatam is the preaching, right? Prahlad Maharaj is saying that I do not want to go back alone alone with the Godhead. I want to take that everybody else. And this is from the fifth canto only, the canto that we are reading, this chapter 18. Swasti astu vishwasya kala. Swasti astu vishwasya kala prasidatam dhyayano matirapya hetuki. May there be good fortune throughout the universe, and may all envious persons be pacified. May all living entities become calm by practicing Bhakti Yoga. For by accepting devotional service, they will think of each other's welfare. Therefore, let us all engage in the service of Supreme Transcendence, Lord Shri Krishna, and only Him. So this is a very, very important prayer. So where we are actually praying for the deliverance of everybody, and we are not just praying, we are also telling that Bhakti Yoga is a process by which the deliverance can happen. And it concludes that let us all engage in the worship of Sri Krishna and always remain absorbed in the thought of Him. So these prayers from the 7th canto and the 5th canto, 18th chapter, they are very, very important prayers. So now at least we should understand the importance of prayers in Bhagavatam. So we should not skip the prayer section and jump to the Leela. Don't do that. Prayers part are indeed very difficult to understand in Bhagavatam. So take your time, take our time, relax, a verse at a time, prayer at a time, try to understand what's there in translation, what happened a prayer before, what's prayer next. Try to join a link. Then it becomes very interesting and not tedious. But if we just try to study the prayers like a scholar, it will become very tedious. One prayer at a time, one page at a time. Page by page become a saint. So there is saying, I don't remember. So page by page be a sage. Something like that. Yeah. Very important. So these prayers not only tell the glories of Krishna, the glories of devotees, they tell about the process of devotional service, and they tell about this process of preaching also. So yeah, they are very, very important prayers in this, the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj. Here Prahlad Maharaj says in this prayer, one may possess wealth, family, beauty, austerity, education, expertise, luster, influence, strength, diligence, intelligence, mystic yogic power, but I think that even by all these qualifications, one cannot satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, one can satisfy the Lord simply by devotional service. Gajendra did this, and thus the Lord was satisfied with him. No matter what qualities we have, I may be the richest person on the world, I may be the Miss Universe, these qualities won't help us to get Krishna. So Krishna is not attracted by these external qualities. Here Prahlad says, see Gajendra, what quality he had? He was just an elephant, right? But still Krishna came in. Become like an animal, but like Gajendra. And not like some big president and prime minister and be an animal. Right? Be an animal. Now let us be in a body of animal, but be a devotee. Instead of being a great personality like in the material world, but be an animal inside. Okay, so Krishna is not satisfied with these external qualities. No matter how big PhD I am, I cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. Only devotees understand Bhagavad Gita. Only devotees know Bhagavad Gita. So that says in Bhagavad Gita. That's why we don't read Bhagavad Gita from big PhDs. If we said at Bhagavad Gita, some name, read a Bhagavad Gita from Srila Prabhupada, from the devotees. So that's where the Bhagavad Gita is going to help us. So because Bhakto Asicha Sakaj Medi Rahasyam Etat. Because you are my devotee and friend, you will understand the mystery of Bhagavad Gita. So let us become devotee and friend of austerity, education, influence, strength, intelligence. We won't attract Krishna. He also says that, here he says that, I am very much afraid of my condition of life, afraid of the position where we are placed. We cannot be complacent that I have a nice house, nice home. I am doing my devotional service also. We should be afraid that I am in the material world. That's a big scare, biggest we have not seen hell, right? We have not seen hell. Have you seen the pig eating stool? We have seen that, right? I'm saying no better than that. We are a pig, we are a stool eating pigs. Right? We have to be scared of this material existence. Unless we have sincerity in Krishna consciousness won't come. And that's true from experience, right? Unless the children is scared of exam, he won't study. Right? But study. Right? If he is a serious student. So unless we are scared of this material existence, we won't have that consciousness. So these prayers, like Prahlad Maharaj says, he is giving his own examples. He is saying, I am very much afraid of my condition of this material world. Your lotus feet. O most powerful, insurmountable Lord, who are kind to the fallen souls, I have been put into the association of my activities, and therefore I am very much afraid of my condition of life within this material world. When will that moment come when you will call me to the shelter of your ultimate goal for the liberation from conditional life? See, these are the beauty of prayers. Prayers are not just between one person and Krishna. We are all, let us also become part of those prayers. Then we can understand the essence of their prayers. So you understood this point? Let us also the part of those prayers. See, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is speaking Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. So let us also become part of those conversations. Okay, by becoming like Arjuna, like Krishna. I want to become like Arjuna, and Krishna is speaking to me, Bhagavad Gita, or devotees are speaking to me. So if we develop that mood, right, so then we can actually fit into those prayers and we get benefit. So let's not read the prayers like Prahlad Maharaj is reading to Narsimhadev. And I am Narsimhadev, so I can also get benefit from those prayers. So then we can understand those prayers. Okay, it should not be prayer coming, prayer going out. It should be prayer coming in and prayer going in. In and in, not in and out. So easy way is if we can actually be part of those prayers, then it becomes very easy to actually understand what is happening. Otherwise we will read this prayer, but we will not understand that. Like Prahlad Maharaj is saying, I am scared of the material condition. The fact is, I am also scared of material condition of life. It applies to me also. It does not see. It does not apply to Prahlad Maharaj. He already had it. So, yeah. The whole process of Krishna consciousness is actually summarized in these two shlokas. So here he said. So now after having all the prayers, he is giving us a process as well. How to actually, what is actually the powerful time to destroy them all. Therefore, because of my experience, I do not wish to possess them. My dear Lord, I request you to please place me in the touch with your pure servant and let me serve him as a sincere servant. See, that's what he is saying. He wants to become of the servant. And what he is saying that I have experience of all of this. I have experience of the opulence. I have experience of the power. I have experience of the long life. I have experience of material pleasure. But I do not want all of it. What I want to become is a servant of the servant. I cannot leave that service. Now our intelligence has gone through this experience and is saying this. So we don't want to go through that experience. So let us learn from the Maharaj. If he is saying that he is exalted personality, okay, so I don't want to go through that experience. Let me directly become the servant of the servant. Okay, directly bypass everything and directly become servant of the servant. So we'll close the class. But probably class started 15 minutes late. So but I'll still close it. So yeah, there are still many things, but I think in the interest of time we'll close. But I'm hoping that you understand the essence of the class. So the kingdom. So that's what we see from the prayers of Dhruv Maharaj. So this will not this line. And Chaitanya is saying that न धनम न जनम न सुंदरीन कविता म जगदीश कामे मम जन्मनि जन्मनीश्वरे bhavta bhaktir ahetuki tvei. O Lord, I do not desire wealth or beauty. My only desire is that I may serve you birth after birth. This is the prayer of Lord Chaitanya. So, in summary, this is the mood of a pure devotee. He asks only pure devotion, not material rewards. These prayers from Bhagavatam beautifully express the mood of pure devotion and surrender to Krishna. They remind us that the greatest treasure is He.